What's up guys, today I'm going to show you how to build your very own mech. So, we're going to start out with a rotor. Now, if you're going to make a bipedal mech, you're going to have one rotor like this. If you're going to have a mech that's a quadruped, you're going to have another rotor. So one rotor is going to give us, two legs each. Two legs per one rotor. Next, you're gonna get what you're gonna use to make the legs. It's preferably something that, you know, isn't too heavy, like maybe, let's say a rod. Not that, a rod. So let's say you have a rod. Next, you're gonna put that there, and you're gonna do the same on the other side here. And you're gonna try to make it as even as you can. If it's not, that's okay. So once you have these pins in there, you're gonna wanna get what you're gonna use for the feet. Unless you want it like sticks, which I don't, so I'm gonna put bricks down there because these are not very big legs. Next, you're gonna want to make it so that none of the objects are gonna collide with each other or the top part of the rotor, because if that were to happen, it would not be pleasant. Alright, so now we have these legs, but they're gonna go all over the place if we don't make them stable. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get gyro stabilizers, and we are going to make them very small. Because, you know, it's a very small mech. You can make yours bigger if you want, but I prefer making mine smaller. You're gonna copy that and you're gonna paste that. Oh, and real quick, you're gonna wanna disable this collision and make it weightless. They have to be weightless because, for obvious reasons, too heavy. But disable collision, I mean, you don't have to do it you don't necessarily have to do it per se. It's just a thing I like to use personally because, and I'd say it's a very, I'd say it's helpful. Now, you're not gonna disable heat damage or make indestructible because you need to make to be fair. And then, you're going to build the head. So, for me, I would probably use something like maybe another rod. So I'd use a rod like that. And this is not gonna be the best mech. I'm gonna resize that. And I'm gonna put it like that. I'm gonna make a little lip right there, because, you know. And lastly, I'm just gonna get your windows here. So for me, that would be like that. And I'd say that would be it for me. But you can do whatever you want. I'm gonna put it like that so it's a small connection. And I make mine out of tempered glass, not unbreakable glass, because, you know, I want it to be a fair mech. And then if you want to make it so that it has like a hatch on the top, you can do that, but I'm personally not going to do that. So next, you're going to get this. I'm going to go down again. You're going to get another one of these gyro stabilizers. I'm going to put mine in here. You can put it like on the outside to make it look like a Star Wars mech, or on the top, so that it's like the weaknesses on the top or whatever. I'm putting mine on the inside. Next, you're going to activate that. And, oh, I forgot one thing. Yeah, don't do what I just did. I forgot to mention, if you're gonna do this, put the mech and attach it to the rotor first, because it's gonna have some unforeseen consequences if you don't. Oh boy. So, if you ever make the error like I did, all you're gonna need to do is just try to center it as much as you can and activate these. Now, as you can see, I'm activating it, but it's not powerful enough, right? That's because you need a generator. I'm putting mine on the inside again. You can put it anywhere. You can put it under here, on the back, on the top, whatever you want. Once again, I'm putting mine here. And you don't need to disable the weight or collision for either of these, because for me, it's because I want it so that it's like, you know, cool. So then you're gonna activate that, and then you can see something. We are having technical difficulties. Okay, as I was saying, yeah, it's, and then if you want to make it faster, I'm gonna set mine to 200, because that's what I use for my, there you go. It's a very fast mech, it's very light, and it's like a chicken walker. It's a chicken walker, I'll say. It can't climb over one of these, but it can definitely walk on top of it. It just doesn't have, you know, it's, and also, if this generator's taken out, it's not gonna drive. If this if this stabilizer's taken out, it's gonna drive, but it's also not gonna work that well. And if these are taken out, it's not really gonna work anymore. It's just gonna, like, you know, miserably fall down, kinda. And there you go. It's dead. It's a dead mech. So I'm gonna show you an example of a good mech, of a mech that works. It's not a very, very hard to recreate mech, but it works. So, here we go. This is the SpaceCo mech. Now, I said it wasn't hard to recreate, but it wasn't that easy either. Oh. Also, you may or may not want to adjust it a little, because sometimes it has bugs. Yeah. So anyways, on the top, we have a little hatch for our rider to get in, of which there's only gonna be one, because there's one chair. Then we have a little gun here, which doesn't work for some reason. I don't know, there's like a glitch with them, but it just doesn't fire when it detects someone. So I've put on a life detector, and I rigged it up to it, but I also put a battery to power the detector so that, you know, it can detect things from farther away, because, you know, the machine itself is gonna detect them from a good distance, but the detector itself wouldn't. So it wouldn't really fire until it was, like, extremely close. So I made it so that the detector has a very good amount of range for that. Oh, there's more. You have a heavy laser cannon here, which, as you can see, is pretty chaotic. This is right here. I made it on the back because, you know, makes sense. And, oh. I'm not sure what's really happening with this thing sometimes. It usually doesn't have glitches like that. Yeah, it doesn't usually have glitches. Let me show you a very good mech that you can make like that. It is called the Titan. Going past all this. The Titan. Now, it is very, very big. as you can see. So this is based off the Star Wars AT-AT. This is 1 meter. So the foot is already almost a meter tall. And it's over 3 meters long. Or wide, I should say. This needs 80 times the power of 1 normal mech in order to ride. In order to move. I put this here to make it a little easier. I've got another seat. It's a 1 driver thing, and there's also a hatch up here. Also, sometimes the mech does questionable things. I've done this on the back because sometimes it has little issues. I'm real quick gonna do that as well. Because sometimes it has those issues. So, I am gonna actually put multiple humans. And we're gonna hope that this guy doesn't get shot. Okay, he didn't get shot. That's good. Now, this automatic turret targets any... And so